My name is Mohammad Tahir Bashir and I am Jury Instructor Mechanical in JCT Multan. So
Got
I want to ask you some question and my topic is the secret to building lasting habits.
that sounds like a great topic. I'm happy to help with any questions you have about building habits. What would you like to know?
What are the key factors that make habits last over time?
There are quite a few factors, but some of the key ones include consistency, starting small, having a clear and specific goal, tracking your progress, and also having a support system or accountability. Making the habit enjoyable and rewarding also helps a lot. Let me know if you want to dive deeper into any of these.
Why do most people struggle to build lasting habits?
Yeah, that's a common challenge. Often people struggle because they set goals that are too big or too vague, and that can make it hard to stay consistent. Other times they don't see immediate results, so they lose motivation. Also, life changes, stress, and lack of support can get in the way. It's definitely a mix of factors.
How can small daily actions lead to long-term habit formation?
Small daily actions are super powerful because they reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed and make it easier to stay consistent. Over time, these small actions add up and create a sense of momentum. They also help build confidence and make the habit feel more manageable and sustainable. It's like the compound interest of habits.
Is motivation or consistency more important when building lasting habits?
That's a great question. And honestly, both play a role, but consistency tends to be more crucial in the long run. Motivation can come and go, and it's pretty fickle, but consistency helps you keep going even when motivation dips. That said, a bit of motivation definitely helps get the ball rolling.
Can habits truly change person's identity?
Absolutely, they can. Over time, the habits we consistently practice shape how we see ourselves and how others see us. For instance, someone who develops a habit of regular exercise might start to see themselves as an active and healthy person. It really can transform your identity over time.
How does environment influence the success of habit formation?
Environment plays a huge role because it can either support or hinder your habits. For instance, if you want to eat healthier, having healthy foods easily accessible makes it a lot easier to stick to that habit. And the flip side, a cluttered or distracting environment can make it tough to focus on good habits. So, setting up your environment to encourage the behavior you want can make a big difference.
What habits have you successfully built and what was the secret behind it?
That's a fun question. One habit that I found really helpful is a daily reading habit. The secret behind it has been keeping my reading sessions short and consistent and always having a book handy. That way it doesn't feel like a chore and it's easy to keep up with. Um, it also helps that I genuinely enjoy it.
Which bad habit would you like to replace and how can you do it effectively?
One habit I'd love to replace is spending a bit too much time on social media before bed. To replace it effectively, I could set a specific cutoff time and replace that social media time with a calming routine like reading or a relaxation exercise. Making it a small, enjoyable replacement will definitely make it easier to stick to.
Okay, how do your routine supports or weaken your long-term goals?
Routines are really like the backbone of long term goals. When they're aligned with your goals, they make progress feel more seamless and automatic. On the flip side, if your routines don't align with your goals, they can actually pull you away from them. It's all about making sure that what you do every day is moving you in the right direction.
Okay, what does it mean for a habit to be lasting?
A lasting habit is when it becomes a natural and sustainable part of your routine, and it sticks around even when your motivation wanes and no longer feels like a chore. It just feels like a part of who you are. And it also brings consistent benefits. So it really becomes a positive and integral part of your life.
How long does it typically take to form a lasting habit?
The time it takes can vary a lot depending on the complexity of the habit and the individual. Some studies suggest it can take anywhere from about 18 to 254 days for habit to stick, with an average around 66 days. The key is consistency and patience, and making sure that the habit is something you can realistically maintain.
How can understanding human psychology help in building habits?
Understanding human psychology is super helpful because it helps you tap into how we naturally think and behave. For example, knowing that we tend to respond well to rewards can help you build in small incentives to reinforce a habit. Understanding that we're creatures of context means that tweaking our environment can make a huge difference. Applying knowing about the importance of consistency and how habits form makes it easier to stay on track.
What is the difference between a habit and a routine?
A habit is usually an automatic behavior that you do without much conscious thought, often triggered by a specific cue. A routine, on the other hand, is a series of actions or behaviors that you do regularly, but it might still require some conscious effort or planning. Over time, a routine can become a habit if it becomes automatic. So habits are more like the building blocks that can form routines.
Why do some habits stick while others fade quickly?
A lot of it comes down to a few key factors. One is the level of motivation and the perceived benefit of the habit. If it's rewarding and has a clear payoff, it's more likely to stick. Another factor is consistency and how easy the habit is to perform. The simpler it is, the easier it is.
Uh,
Also,
how do rewards and consequences shape habits?
rewards and consequences are really powerful in shaping habits because our brains tend to repeat behaviors that bring positive outcomes and avoid those that lead to negative ones. So if you reward yourself after completing a habit, it reinforces it and makes it more likely to stick. On the other end, if there are consequences for not following through, it can also motivate you to keep up with the habit. It's all about that balance.
In what ways does mindset affect habit formation?
Mindset plays a huge role because if you have a growth mindset, you're more likely to see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve, which makes it easier to stick with new habits. On the other hand, if you have a fixed mindset, you might get discouraged by setbacks and feel like you're not capable of change. So having a positive and flexible mindset can definitely make habit formation a lot smoother.
Can technology really help people maintain habits?
Absolutely. Technology can be a fantastic ally for habit formation. For instance, habit tracking apps can help you monitor your progress and stay accountable. Reminders and notifications can keep you on track. And even things like wearable devices can provide real time feedback. Plus, technology can make habits more enjoyable by gamifying them or connecting you with a community for support.
Okay, how can accountability partners support habit building?
Accountability partners can make a huge difference because they help keep you motivated and on track. Knowing that someone else is checking in on your progress can encourage you to stay consistent. And they can also provide support and encouragement, offer a fresh perspective, and help you overcome obstacles. Plus, celebrating milestones together can make the whole process a lot more enjoyable.
What morning habits lead to a more productive day?
Absolutely. When you model your habits on those of productive people, you often adopt routines that lead to better time management, focus, and efficiency. Plus, seeing how others handle their tasks can give you new strategies and inspiration. Over time, these modeled habits can definitely contribute to a more productive and balanced day.
How can someone recover from failure when a habit is broken?
And the key is to be kind to yourself and see it as a temporary setback rather than a failure. It's helpful to analyze what caused the break in the habit and adjust accordingly, maybe by making the habit easier or more enjoyable. It also helps to get back on track as soon as you can and to celebrate small wins along the way. Consistency is about the long game, so every step forward counts.
Okay, what habit would most positively change your life in if you built it?
That's a great question. I think for a lot of people, a habit that focuses on well being, like regular physical activity and mindfulness, can have a huge positive impact. It can boost your mood, increase your energy levels, and improve your overall health, which in turn can make other areas of life more fulfilling as well.
Okay, how do emotions influence your ability to stick with habits?
Emotions play a big role because they can either motivate us or deter us from sticking to habits. When we feel positive emotions, it's easier to stay consistent because the habit feels rewarding. On the flip side, stress, frustration, or negative emotions can make it harder to stay on track. The trick is to find ways to make the habit enjoyable and to manage emotions in a healthy way so that the habit feels like a positive part of your routine.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. If you have any more questions or just want to chat, I'm here for it.